Hello, my name is Jim Dolce and I'm the CEO of Lookout. I'm glad to be here today at CyberTalks. 2020 has forced us all to do things a little differently. Whether you switched your annual summer holiday for a staycation or canceled your family Christmas plans to stay at home, the year has forced us to reimagine many of our most deep-rooted rituals. The upheaval and uncertainty we've experienced in our lives this year has also impacted the way we do business. The pandemic shifted the majority of us to remote work. In response, our IT managers quickly expanded VPN capacity to provide secure connectivity for remote workers. At the same time, they began moving on-premise applications to the cloud while adopting SaaS-based products like Google Workspace, Microsoft 365, Salesforce, Slack, and others. 1 year later, employers are now able to work from anywhere on any device. Data and applications have moved to the cloud. The internet is our new corporate network, and the enterprise perimeter has all but disappeared. As the global workspace has become more mobile and more reliant on cloud applications, legacy security models must now change. The old castle and moat security approach, where applications and data assets are secured behind a firewall in a corporate data center, is no longer effective. This outdated perimeter-based model required remote user traffic to be backhauled long distances to the corporate data center using VPN tunnels. By converging all VPN tunnels at a central location, IT managers were able to achieve global data visibility and control. Of course, as businesses go remote and applications move to the cloud, this hub and spoke approach has lost its effectiveness. In light of all this, 2021 appears to be the end of the VPN age and the beginning of a new era towards adopting a zero trust strategy. According to a survey, 72% of organizations are prioritizing the adoption of a zero trust model, and 59% have accelerated their efforts due to the prevailing focus on remote work. All this comes against a backdrop where hackers disrupted a major gas and fuel pipeline that serves the East Coast of the United States and demanded and received ransomware. A scan of the daily headlines reveals just how relentless the waves of attacks have become. In fact, the problem has become so serious that President Biden is now calling for stepped up security. To be more specific, the president has issued an executive order titled Improving the Nation's Security that would modernize cyber defenses and, in effect, mandate a zero trust architecture. In fact, agencies are required to have a plan for zero trust within 90 days. Under a zero trust model, trust is never implied and access is granted only on a need-to-know least privilege basis defined by granular policies. Let's take a look at some of the technologies involved in implementing the zero trust architecture. The research and advisory firm Gartner has categorized these technologies under the term SASE, or Secure Access Service Edge. SASE is essentially the convergence of several existing cloud-based security technologies. These technologies include Cloud Access Service Brokers, or CASB, Zero Trust Network Access, or ZTNA, Secure Web Gateways, Data Loss Prevention, or DLP, and certain others, all delivered by a cloud service at the network edge. I'll take each of these individual technologies now one at a time. First, a CASB is a cloud-based software that acts as an intermediary between an individual remote user and a cloud application, such as Box, Dropbox, Google Workspace, Slack, etc. CASBs emerged as services began shifting to the cloud and employees began using these services with or without prior knowledge or approval of IT. CASBs now provide IT managers with visibility into these cloud services and all the cloud services in use across the enterprise, while enabling them to implement security controls. The second SASE technology, ZTNA, another critical technology needed to achieve a zero trust model. In fact, ZTNA is now being deployed as an alternative to VPNs. ZTNA protects access to private enterprise applications, whether those applications are running in a private data center or if they've been moved into a cloud environment such as Microsoft Azure, AWS, or Google's GCP. The technology also helps reduce complexity and implementation time for IT managers as organizations move assets across multiple clouds, especially when you compare the deployment and configuration complexity of traditional VPNs used in the same way. More companies now are adopting the cloud, and as a result, 37% of them are turning to ZTNA in the very near future to enable this multi-cloud strategy. The final technology, secure web gateways. Secure web gateways protect web surfing users from infection by filtering unwanted malware and user-initiated internet traffic while enforcing corporate and regulatory policy compliance. Early secure web gateways were deployed as on-premise hardware appliances. However, with the shift of applications and data to the cloud, one of the great attractions of a cloud-delivered secure web gateway is that it allows remote users to send their traffic directly to the cloud where traffic processing and security can be enforced. One last technology to talk about that's part of the zero trust family is called data loss prevention, or DLP. DLP is a practice of detecting and preventing data breaches and exfiltration of sensitive business information. DLP tools allow security staff and network administrators to set business rules or policies that determine what's sensitive while also providing insight into the use of content within an enterprise. Now, because these three SASE core services, namely CASB, CTNA, Secure Web Gateway, are all resident in the data path, they're all able to intercept traffic being downloaded. And in turn, they provide the perfect point to enforce DLP policies across both data at rest and data in transit. In effect, they act as guardrails that prevent users from unintentionally exposing sensitive data. One final note, all of this sounds complex: CASB, ZTNA, Secure Web Gateway, DLP, SASE, lots of new technologies, lots of new terminology here. Now, it is best to deploy these multiple core services in a single cloud delivered platform. This allows IT managers to apply the same consistent policies to all content transferred to or from any of these SaaS applications, whether it's CASB being used to access SaaS-based applications, ZTNA being used to access private enterprise applications running in either a private data center or in the cloud, or whether it's user-initiated internet traffic being secured by a secure web gateway. Best approach to deploying these technologies is to deploy them on a common platform along with the ability to do DLP on all the traffic independent of where it's going. So to summarize, the pandemic has accelerated digital transformation, probably 2 to 3 years ahead of where we would have been had we not had the pandemic of the past year. We're pushing forward faster than we ordinarily would have into these new technologies, challenging IT managers and challenging IT organizations to deploy more technologies faster in order to support our remote users. The best approach to doing this, the simplest approach to doing this, is to find solutions, platform solutions that allow you to deploy these technologies in a single user interface in a single instance and get the benefit of being able to cross policies across each of these various different technologies. Lookout, of course, is committed to delivering these technologies to federal, state, and local agencies, secured through a common platform that has been deployed for many years now across many of these agencies. Thank you very much for your time today, and please give us a shout if you're looking for more information. Thank you very much.